Hello, and a warm welcome to our weekly show, Love Athletics. In this program, we bring you the latest highlights from our sport with expert input from different continental areas. And we're delighted to have with us today Polish sports photographer Aleksandra Szmigiel. Hello, Aleksandra. Lovely to see you, and a big thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me here. It's very nice.
It's lovely. So those of you who regularly follow the program know that I like to ask colleagues and friends who join us on the show how and why they fell in love with our sport. So before we focus on this week's athletics news, let's get to know our guest a little better. So Aleksandra, what motivated you to get involved in athletics and start a career as a sports photographer?
Actually, I used to be an athlete. I was training 10 years athletics races like 800 meters, 1,500. I was quite good junior and I really enjoyed the sports, and sports learned me a lot. When I was thinking that I can't be better in sports, I decided to switch and to put my energy to something different, but close to the sports also. And I started to photograph an athletes. For the beginning, it used to be my friends from the track, which I knew. And this empathy, this knowledge of the sports helped me to become a sports photographer. Of course, it was a long journey to become at this place, which I am now. But I'm so grateful that I managed this, and I'm trying to work on the highest level now.
Definitely. It's funny how quite a few of us who work in sport first tried it out as athletes, but didn't quite make it, but we still wanted to stay involved.
Yeah.
So Aleksandra, you have your own agency running creatives, but you have also been working in recent years as a stringer for one of the top international agencies, Reuters.
Yes.
Tell us, what are the key challenges and the top satisfaction of working for yourself and for such an important organization?
When I just start as a freelancing, and I just opened my company running creatives, and it was like I'm just present my work as on Instagram or social media, and but I was very passionate about photographing sports, and my first the biggest travel for covering athletics was the World Championships in Beijing in 2015. And there I saw how Reuters agency works there, and it was so inspiring. I felt that I really want to cover and publish my work in this way. I was it was amazing to watch how the photographers work on the highest level, and how they produce amazing pictures. And I wanted to join this company, let's say, this NJC. And after a few years, the boss of editor asked me if I could cover World Championships in Doha, and it was my really one of the biggest dream which I had, and it was amazing experience to work as an agency photographer. Of course, it was a lot. It was also stressful, but the stress was motivate me to be better and better, and deliver the best pictures. And the award was also the publishing pictures in newspapers. It's great feeling. Yeah. And then I joined to team to photograph Olympic Games in Tokyo. It was another amazing experience, and I was working on the position infield, which was also my biggest dream. And I was very, very close to the action, and it was important for me also that I was a female photographer, and they trust me, and I could work with the best photographers there. Yeah.
Wow. And in early 2019, you staged your first exhibition of stunning photos of top female athletes, and also prepared a magnificent calendar with some of those photos. Tell us about this project.
I really wanted to do something which is maybe not so comfortable for sports photographer who is always in a rush, who covering very quickly the action. And I tried to do something opposite. I went to a studio and I invite amazing Polish athletes who pose me in a very unique situation, because they was painted for color of the medals, and they were naked. And it was some kind of metaphor about not ordinary girl who is a girl who start to become an athlete, and then she became a heroine of athletics. And this is like a portrait of the heroines of athletes, and their beautiful muscles, bodies, which are made by sports, by the effort, by the success. It's kind of a brave project. I mean, but I hope the people see the beautiful women who are proud of doing their athletics, and it's inspiring for other athletes to be in these sports and be also always women's. And it was like idea was to produce calendar. It was 2019, the year, and then I had also a great exhibition in Polish Olympic Committee. So it was very nice experience also to be connected with Olympic Committee in Poland. Yeah. Yeah, this is the cover of the calendar, and here is like this. They're posing in very natural outfits and no makeup. Like I wanted to show the beauty as they are, and then it's like a little surprise when you open and you see this painted women.
As you say, it's a really brave project, and the athletes obviously trusted you to do this project with you.
Yeah, I'm very appreciate that. It was like, of course, I know these girls from stadium, from competition, and which most of them are my friends. But of course, it was very, very great that they trust me. They trust my vision and they follow it, and they really enjoy working with me. And we had a great souvenir for years now. Yeah, because it was like almost 5 years ago. So yeah.
Thank you, Aleksandra. Now, it's possible to check out short videos on the production and exhibition on YouTube. So you're going to have to copy the links, but here they are, and it's worth having a look.
Yeah, thank you.
Aleksandra, have you worked on similar projects since then?
Actually, I produced the calendar with Polish 4x400 relay, who had nickname in Poland Angels. So they posed me in a big wings, and it was also a very great project because they show something different than usually on the track, and they posed there as a team. And I can show you. I have to photo here. Yeah, it's like one of the pictures from this.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was. I usually doing project after the end of the season. So now I have some idea, but we'll see if it's gonna happen. Keep fingers crossed.
Thank you. Now, as Aleksandra said, she was an active runner herself, good as a junior, but she still runs, and we have photo evidence. And here she is in the 800 meters media race at the World Championships 2017 in London, where she was the winner of the women's race. And 2 years later, she was again on the podium in Doha.
Oh,
So
it's with
congratulations.
Anna. Thank you, Anna. Again, you gave me a nice gift there in London. I have this watch.
Oh, that is Seiko, who are really cool, and they always provide some lovely presents for the winners. And obviously, you deserved it. You were on the podium.
Yeah, but 2 years earlier, I had accident on the track. I had some problem with Achilles, and I didn't finish my race, and I had serious injury. But then I go back as a winner, so it's a great story.
Exactly, I remember that. That was the first one in which you were really running very well, and then just before the final bend, you had to pull out, and then you were on crutches for a few days.
Yeah, the truth is that I had some injury before, and I wear spikes, and then that's why I think I catch this injury. It's always funny because it used to be like that. You having injuries after career, mostly, and it was with me.
Right. Now, finally, Aleksandra, what are your 3 favorite moments in the course of your athletics career?
Oh,
as a photographer, as an athlete, or whatever you choose.
One of the most favorite was in Tokyo when my Polish team 4x4 relay mix won unexpectedly gold, and I was very, very close to the action, and I just did very nice frame on the finish line when they are happy about winning, and I remember that I felt this emotion, and I was crying literally and doing pictures, and I was so scared that my pictures will be, not sharp enough or something. But it was very, very great moment, and I will remember this very, very forever, I think. Yeah, it was a big success. What's more, I'm very happy that I could cover Usain Bolt his career, and it was amazing athlete. And now I have compared how it is without him, and I still miss him. Yeah, but it was great that we could watch his amazing races. I'm just sad sometimes when I think about the end of his career when he were injured on the relay. So it was hard moments for fans of athletics, I think, and I remember that as a photographers we were very, very stressed how to prepare for the last photo of Usain Bolt. And I remember that I decided to go to the top and do wide picture because he was in the middle, and it was good decision because when he catch this injury, I had this dramatic situation and he was in the middle of this, and yeah, it was a memorable moment as well. And maybe for now, I really enjoy this moment that we can watch Mondo Duplantis world record. He is amazing athlete, and I'm so happy that every competition is such a big experience, and we can still watch record by record.
Thank you, Aleksandra. We'll come back and we'll talk about Mondo Duplantis, and we'll come back to learn more about our guest. But let's look now at what's been happening over the past week, which was packed with top performances. So here are the picks, starting with stadium events, which were dominated by the final Diamond League meetings of the year. On 2nd September, Memorial Van Damme Diamond League meeting in Brussels, 3-word leads were set. In a stellar 5,000 meters, Kenya's 21-year-old Jacob Krop clocked 12:45.71, moving up to 6th in the all-time lists and continuing his strong season after silver at the World Championships and bronze at the Commonwealth Games. The USA's Grant Fisher set an area record of 12:46.96, while 3 more athletes set national records and 9 in total improved their personal bests. Former refugee team member Dominic Lokinyo-Molobalo confirmed his huge progress this season, placing an excellent 4th in 12:52.15 and destroying his previous PB by 42 seconds. Dominic will be our guest next week, and we will be reviewing his amazing season together. The top women's results came from high jumper Jaroslava Maguchik, who equaled her national record and meet record, so soaring over a world-leading 2.05 before unsuccessfully attempting the world record at 2.10. And the last world lead and a US record came from a delighted Kara Winger, who threw her javelin to 68.11, over a meter longer than any other woman this season. Winger has been competing for 19 years, and there was talk this season might be her last. But enjoying her best period ever, which saw her take silver at the World Championships, followed by gold at the NACAC Championships, perhaps the 36-year-old should reconsider. Other top results in Brussels abounded, starting with the shot put, which was staged as a city event in Brussels' famous fish market, where Joe Kovacs threw a massive 22.61 meet record. For his part, Alison dos Santos maintained his unbeaten record this week, crossing the line in 47.54, with Khalifa Rosser not far behind in 47.88. And the final meet record was set by Olympic 100-meter hurdles champion Jasmine Camacho Quinn, who clocked an excellent 12.27, just 1/100th of a second off her PB and equaling the 11th best all-time mark. Now, upsets also abounded in Brussels. Ernest Obiena inflicted a rare defeat on Mondo Duplantis, clearing 5.91 on his last attempt, while the Swede missed all 3 tries and had to be content with 5.81 meters. Sharika Jackson bested Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price 10.73 to 10.74 for the first defeat over 100 meters for the pocket rocket in just over a year. Ireland's Ciara Mageean beat Laura Muir 3:56.63 to 3:56.86, and as well as strong Ethiopian contenders, improving her personal best by 5 seconds. In the 800 meters, world and Olympic champion Emmanuel Corriere was beaten by 1500 meters world champion Jake Whiteman. 2 days later, at the ISTAF Berlin Continental Tour silver meeting, 35,000 spectators crowded the Olympic Stadium for the oldest of the top one-day meetings. Leading performances came from Karsten Warholm in the 400 hurdles in an excellent 47.24, his second best mark of the season, and Valerie Allman in the discus with 70 meters 06. For her too, the second best mark of 2022. And on 7 and 8 September, Diamond League finals took place in Zurich, Switzerland, assigning 32 diamond trophies over 2 days. Competition started on Wednesday, 7 August, with 6 events held in the city center in the beautiful Sechseleutenplatz on the shores of Lake Zurich. And the best performance of the 2 days were registered on that first day. Joe Kovacs sent his shot flying to a humongous 23 meters 23 in the second round. It was a world lead and a Diamond League record for Kovacs, who brought his post-World Championship win streak to 6 meets and came within 14 centimeters of the world record held by Ryan Krauser, whom he beat into second place to move up to second in the all-time lists. On Thursday, the best mark was signed by Noah Lyles, a sizzling 19.52 to dominate the 200 meters, the only athletes under 20 seconds. And some of the best performances in the famed Letzigrund Stadium came from 2 athletes who had suffered unexpected defeats less than a week before in Brussels, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Mondo Duplantis. Fraser-Pryce bounced back from an upset loss in Brussels to clinch the 100-meter diamond trophy in 10:65 into a headwind of 0.8 meters per second, her second best mark of the season, and a fabulous 7th under 10.7 this year, turning the tables on Shericka Jackson, who clocked a 10:81 in the shorter sprint before dominating the 200 meters in 21.80 to earn her own diamond trophy. Mondo Duplantis had already won the competition as the only athlete to clear 5 meters 91, and then raised the bar to 6 meters 07 for a meet record, successfully clearing the height on his second attempt to chalk up his 54th jump of his career over 6 meters. Finally, Alisson dos Santos ended his fabulous season unbeaten with another majestic performance in the 400-meter hurdles, clocking 68.98, his 4th career sub-47 mark, to become the first Brazilian man to win the Diamond Trophy. A total of 4 world leads were set in the Diamond League finals. So in addition to the ones set the previous week in Brussels, we had Emmanuel Corrier over 800, Jakob Ingebrigtsen over 1005, Joe Kovacs, as we saw in the shot put, and among the women, Marilady Paulino in the 400 meters. In the women's 400, Olympic silver medalist Marilady Paulino dropped under 49 seconds for the first time in her career and became the first woman to break the barrier this season, clocking 48.99 and leading a 1-2 for the Dominican Republic as her compatriot Fiordalisa Cofil came second, but almost a full second behind. An 800-meter world and Olympic champion Emmanuel Corrier returned to winning ways after a loss the previous week, coming from behind to triumph in 1:43.26 and top the lists for 2022. In the 1500 meters, Olympic champion Jakob Ingebrigtsen shaved another 0.03 of a second off the world lead he had set in Lausanne to improve the season's best mark to 3:29.02. Other top performances in Zurich included Grant Holloway, who clocked 13.02 in the 110 hurdles to beat in-form Rashid Broadbell, 13.06, capping a great year with a diamond trophy after taking gold in both the indoor and outdoor world championships. and Yulimar Rojas, who put on another dominant performance in the triple jump with 15 meters 28. Once again, over the 15 meters barrier, which only one other athlete broke this year, Marina Beck-Romanchuk. 6 athletes in total won consecutive diamond trophies in Zurich. Faith Kipyegon, Tobia Musan, Femke Bol, Ivana Španović, Yulimar Rojas, Valerie Allman, Emmanuel Corrir, Gianmarco Tamberi, and Mondo Duplantis. Gianmarco Tamberi just gave himself a wedding present after marrying his longtime girlfriend, Chiara Bontempi, on 1st September and postponing the honeymoon to compete in Zurich. 3 athletes won their 3rd diamond trophy in total, Kirani James, Emmanuel Corrir, and Faith Kipyegon, while 3 other athletes did even better with 4 titles, Noah Lyles, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, and Ivana Vuleta. And another newly crowned Diamond League champion is India's Neeraj Chopra in the javelin. India's Yashodhan Nakare was in the press tribune next to me in Lausanne, and it's interesting to hear just how huge a star Chopra is in his country.
So last year on 7th August 2021, millions of Indians were glued to the televisions watching Neeraj Chopra compete at the Tokyo Olympics in the final of the javelin throw. And let's be honest, not many knew about him because athletics was not India's strong suit. And of course, me being a big fan of sports, me being a budding sports journalist, I knew a bit about him, but even I knew that a gold medal is too far-fetched. But he did the impossible. He won India's first ever medal in athletics, independent India's first ever medal in athletics at the Olympics, and it was a gold. So that was a really shocking moment. I mean, the government of India also has now announced that 7th August is the National Javelin Day. So that tells you the kind of impact Neeraj Chopra has made in this last 1 year. People are searching for links for every single meet. Some of the events that he's taken part in, the Kuartane Games, the Pavanurmi Games. So we didn't have broadcast in India for these games earlier, but now we have different companies paying millions to just show these events to the Indian supporters, because that's what Neeraj Chopra is to us. He's our golden boy, India's son. You can give him a lot of names, and he's put us on the athletics map, and that's led to a chain reaction, because now we've got a lot of medals in triple jump, long jump, and the athletics craze in India is simply improving. And last week I had the chance of meeting him, India's golden boy, and it was a dream, because I was traveling to Lausanne for a research project and I knew that the Atletissima is going to take place there. But then when I heard that Neeraj Chopra is going to be there, I applied for accreditation, because I had done some work in journalism before in hockey. I had never attended an athletics event, but because it was Neeraj Chopra, I decided, let's take a shot, let's apply for an accreditation. And I got the media accreditation. I called up a couple companies in India, asked them, can I write for you? And they were very surprised, saying that we have an Indian going to a Diamond League event, an Indian journalist. So even an Indian journalist going to a Diamond League event was very shocking. And once I actually met him at the stadium, he was so kind, and he was the one who started the conversation and asked me, "Aap kaise ho?" which means how are you? So that's how humble Neeraj is, and it was great talking to him about his performance, his future plans, and the impact he's made on India and athletics cannot be expressed in words.
Thank you, Yashodhan. Millions of fans in India must have been thrilled to see Neeraj taking the diamond trophy in Zurich. Now, before we close the chapter on stadium events, I'd like to speak briefly about an athlete who was not a winner in Zurich, but about whom I'm sure many of you are as intrigued as I am, Sri Lankan sprinter Yupun Abekun, who this year set a national record of 9:96 over the 100 meters, took bronze at the Commonwealth Games, and qualified for the Diamond League finals in Zurich, where he placed a very creditable 5th. So I asked a Sri Lankan journalist, Anjana Kalhara, to tell us more about their star sprinter.
Okay, so this week in Zurich, you will see a Sri Lankan athlete competing in 100 meters for the second time in Diamond League final, but this time as a sub-10 runner. So Yukon had a fabulous season this year. He ran 996 a few months ago, qualified to the World Championship, then won a bronze medal in Commonwealth Games for the first time in 100 meters for Sri Lanka. He is the fastest 100-meter runner in Asia this year, and the first South Asian athlete to break the 10-second barrier in 100 meters, creating new waves in the sprinting in the whole South Asian region. So Yupun born in Pannala, Sri Lanka, school to Pannala National School, then to the Joseph Haas College, Vennapur. He represented Sri Lanka for the first time in triple jump during the South Asian Junior Championship. Then he ran the 4x100 meter relay for the Sri Lanka team at the Defence World Military Games. Then he moved to Italy. Actually, his father used to work in Napoli, Italy from 90s. His mother too worked in Italy, so he had a PR in Italy. He moved in 2015, then until 2018 he did not have much success. So after 2018 he met former Italy Olympic runner coach Claudio, who changed fortune for the Sri Lankan athlete. Yupun, who had 10-4, 10-5 sub-level run, came back to 10-3-2, 10-2s, 10-1-5, then to 9-9-6 this year. Interestingly, in 2019, after injury-ridden few years, Yupun was thinking about giving up athletics. Then suddenly he became a star. He became an Olympian. He became a world championship athlete. It's a dream come true for him and his coach. And back in Sri Lanka, he's an absolute star. The interest for the athletics was going down with the pandemic, with the rise of cricket. Then when Yupun came, all of a sudden he became the #1 athlete in Sri Lanka. Even the fans who were following cricket and other sports started liking athletics. And during this difficult time in Sri Lanka, Yupun's medal at the Commonwealth Games was a consolation for Sri Lanka to celebrate, and all of them are looking forward to what he might do in the Diamond League, hoping for another sub-10 run from Yupun.
Thank you, Anjana. Very interesting. What one talented athlete can do for a country's athletics is amazing. But it's high time to get back to our guest. Aleksandra, we're reaching the end of the summer season, so we'd like to know, what were your favorite athletics moments so far this year?
In Eugene, it was very interesting to see how new stars are born, and one of the stars was Fred Kerley on 100 meters, I think. He's very unique, I think, athlete, and he really enjoyed his work, and he was very ambitious to show American people and return gold for America in sprints, and it was very exciting that he did it. And I hope he will be future of sprints, and he will have a lot of enjoyable moments with his career. So it was like for me one nice thing from Eugene. The next one was for sure appearance of Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, who is now a legend, and she's a mother and she runs so fast. She still loves this job, and she's so nice for other athletes as well. She's the biggest inspiration for them, I think, and she's one of the most shining stars for athletics now. And the people love her, and I love about her that she's still trying to show something more, and every time she had different hair. For us, for photographers, it's also nice if athlete doing something different, and I catch few moments with her which are very, very nice and unique. And she managed 3 medals or three medals with relay, and 2 individuals. So she's one of the biggest star, and one of the most smiley ambassador of athletics. Yeah, it's one of my favorite shots of her, because I found in the stadium a nice background, and it matched perfectly with her beautiful hair.
Exactly. It looks like a studio photo, because it's exactly matching the color of her hair. So congratulations. And in addition to Shelly-Ann, do you have any other special athletes you particularly like to photograph?
Yeah, we mentioned before Mondo Duplantis, who is now the biggest star of athletics, I think, because he proved every time that he covering world records, indoors, outdoors, wherever. This season was him so great. He was the winner of everything. Indoor championship, world championships, Diamond League, world championships. He set 2 world records, and here you can see the reportage from Stockholm, Diamond League in Stockholm, and he did there the highest jump outdoor. It wasn't a world record, but maybe the highest jump outdoor after his indoor world record. And it was important because it was in the front of his Swedish audience, and it was a very unique moment. And I tried to show I tried to show more about him, and I really enjoyed this competition, and he was so happy after manage his goals. It was very, very pleasant moment from this season. Now you can see his happiness after, and also relief. Yeah. And he's so young, and this is the moment from Eugene when he jumped 6:29. It's amazing, and he is flying, and I hope he will fly more in the future. I wish him all the best.
I also really like Mondo Duplantis. I love the pole vault. It's one of my favorite events, and Mondo is really a genuinely cool guy. Most all pole vaulters are. He's like really relaxed and showing his enthusiasm for the sport, showing his happiness when he makes another great performance. So it's fantastic.
And the pole vaulters support each other all the time. It's so amazing. They help each other. When someone finished contests, other helped other athlete to jump as higher as possible. And it's so great group of athletes, and they cooperate. This is individual sport, but really they sometimes are like a team. It's very nice.
Definitely. Now, Aleksandra, sometimes sports photos are used to illustrate articles that go beyond the sport, as we see with this photo of Noah Lyles.
It was great moments when he realized that he's world champion finally after his trouble with health because he was injured and he couldn't show his strength. And in Eugene, in his country, he could show finally that he's the best. And I think this photo is great great message about his success. He's so happy, free, beautiful, of course, sexy, great ambassador of athletics. And yeah, this photo was published around the world, and I was proud of it and happy about making him famous to covering this amazing moment. I hope this photo will be part of the history of athletics, and I'm happy that I could be witness of these moments.
Definitely. Now, Aleksandra, we're going to ask you to talk about some of your favorite photos and why they're special to you. And we'll start in chronological order with your first World Championship in Beijing 2015.
Yeah. This is, I think, this backstage moment, with the athletes who, this is the moment when I think it was before a 4x4 relays, and the girls waiting for going out from backstage of the stadium to this arena, and I love this photo because I told you before about my injury in Beijing, and I did this photo because I was late for stadium because of my injured leg. And it was like I just waiting when they will go, but I saw this amazing frame and I just cover it, and this is it. And they looks like gladiators here who are waiting for a very, very difficult race to do her best. And me, I was so poor with this injured leg, and but then it was worth it, and this effort. And then this picture was I sent this picture to World Athletics Sports Awards. It was like contest about 25 years of sports, and this photo was mentioned, had honor mentioned in this. It was a very big photo contest, and this photo was included in awarded photos, so I was happy. And this is kind of metaphor also of my beginning of my professional career as a photographer. I enjoy this picture because I see the road, my road from beginning till now, and so this is kind of story about this.
Wow. Next pit, right. This is to 2017 World Championships, the start of the 3,000 meter men's steeplechase.
This is Italian, for sure.
Yeah, this is Zorlami.
It was an amazing moment before the start. And I have to say that I was waiting for this because I used to watch what they're doing there, and I just when I saw that he finally doing this exercise, let's say, I just triggered it in my camera, and I catch it. And this photo was also awarded in many photo contests. I think it's kind of unique, and I had a lot of questions if this is true. It's not Photoshop. No, it's not Photoshop. And he also sent me movie as a proof for people that he's doing this, and he did special video with his hair. And now we are kind of friends. We always when I see him, I wish him good luck, and sometimes I'm sending him a few pictures also. So it's so nice. This is a Polish pole vaulter Piotr Lisek. It was in London 2018 Athletics World Cup. It was one special event. And it's a quite unique frame because it's very, very clear. And I never, after catch the moment when the athlete is in such a big expression, and it's always hard to do very clear image in the stadium full of billboards, etc. And here is like his scream spreading away this frame. So I like it.
I love Piotr. He's a gladiator.
Yeah. Hope he will be fine in the next season, because this one was very difficult for him, and
yes,
I hope.
Yeah.
This is a quite crazy image from Diamond Lake in Rome. I think it was 2019, yeah. Catherine Imbarguen, she's very great athlete, and when she jumping, she putting a lots of energy and expression to it. Yeah, and she looks here very, very wild, I can say. But yeah, I remember that she won this competition there.
She's one of my favorite athletes and a wonderful, wonderful lady. It was just so powerful and, as you say, a bit wild to see her jumping. She had so much energy and enthusiasm. A fantastic ambassador for the sport.
Yeah. This is like backstage from sports camp. This girl, she's a hurdle, Karolina Kołeczek from Poland, and with her coach, they had very unique methods of training, like electro training, who improves the work of muscles, but also some other classes of this training. Yeah, and it was some kind of different thing for me. I was very pleased to could cover such a very backstage, I think, preparation athlete for the biggest moment. Yeah, because we used to see this cherry on the cake. Yeah, when the winning, when they are happy, but it's always great to do photos when they training in the silence, and yeah, it's a very big effort and very interesting also.
Yeah.
This is the picture which I mentioned before about my favorite moments of sports. Yeah, it's pure happiness, crazy happiness actually, because Kajetan Duszyński, who finished as a first, he brought his t-shirt and he covered his head, and team was so excited. It was very, very great moment, and I will remember it forever. Yeah, it was first gold in the history in this mixed relay, because it was the first time in the Olympic Games. So I'm happy that Polish made history.
Definitely, it was a historic moment, not only for you, for Poland, but for athletics. Congratulations to a wonderful team. Thank you, Aleksandra. Let's move now quickly to road events. A number of road events were staged over the past week, with the most significant performances registered on the Birel Prague 10 kilometers on the 3rd of September. Irene Cheptai led a Kenyan podium sweep, taking the win in 30:16, fourth best mark of the year and 15th best of all time, over Jessica Chelangat, 30:23, and Faith Cherono, 30:56. And Morocco's Hisham Amghar won a very tight men's race in a national record of 27:24 over Ethiopia's Tadesse Borku, 27:25, and Kenya's Patrick Mosin, 27:27. And I would like to highlight the result from mountain running, the Trofeo Nasigo, held also on 3rd and 4th of September in Nasigo in the northern Italian region of Lombardia. The race counts many of mountain running's top stars among its past winners, and attracts many foreign stars. Kenya's Patrick Kipngeno achieved a brilliant double, taking both the classic race on a course of 21.5 kilometers with a total altitude of gain of 1,336 meters and a total altitude drop of 1,039 meters, and the vertical Nasigo a race of 4.2 kilometers with a cumulative altitude gain of 1,000 meters. Kipngeno set course records in both events and confirmed his first place in the Valsir World Cup standings. On the women's side, Austria's amazing Andrea Mayer, a 6-time mountain running world champion and 4-time European champion, also won both races, but without the course records, though in the vertical Nazigo she came very close to the record she herself had set in 2019 when she chalked up the first of her 3 wins. In the longer Trofeo race, she took her first victory after placing second last year. Totally amazing running. Now we have more sad news, unfortunately, as another top athlete has left us. US shot putter George Woods passed away on 30 August, aged 79. Woods won the US indoor title 5 times in 1965, 67, 68, 69, and 73. In 1973, he set a world indoor best. Indoor performances were not recognized as world records until the 1st of January 1987, with a mark of 21 meters 27, which he improved 5 times the following year, including an epic competition of 8 February, where he improved the world best 3 times to 20 meters 02, a massive progress of 57 centimeters. That record was only bettered 11 years later, and 30 years after it was set, Woods was still number 5 in the all-time indoor lists. He is currently 14th, proving just how huge was that performance. Woods won 2 silver medals at the Olympic Games in 1968 and 1972, and in Munich he lost the gold by just 1 centimeter, 21.18 to 21.17. Let's look now at upcoming events as we reach the end of our show. So starting today in Sao Paulo, Brazil, South American Under-18 Championships. The Continental Tour Gold event in Zagreb takes place on Sunday 11th, but events also start today. The Great North Run Half Marathon in Newcastle upon Tyne is now confirmed for the 11th of September. The Fifth Avenue Mile also takes place the same day. Then the following day, on the Monday, Continental Tour Silver event in Bellinzona, Switzerland. Next weekend, 17 and 18 September, combined events Tour Gold event in Talence, the Decastar. And it's crazy, the major marathons are starting again very soon. On 25 September, we have the first of the autumn marathon majors in Berlin. So we're now at the end of our program. It was great having Aleksandra with us on the show.
Thank you very much again, Anna. I'm so happy that I met you, and thanks to you, I'm a success photographer now. Thank you.
And thanks to your talent, Aleksandra, don't forget that. Because already in the first World Championship, you were already overcoming the adversity from being injured by finding different angles and different ways to tell the story. So yeah, there definitely is a lot of talent there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aleksandra. Thank you all for watching, and see you next week on Love Athletics to look together at the highlights, comments, and analysis of what's been happening in our sport over the past 7 days. Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao.